Well, we were reflecting before the break there on the breaking news about Alison Pearson, that probe being dropped. But on the other side of the Atlantic, there's been very significant breaking news as well. And that is that Matt Gaetz, who was Donald Trump's nomination to be Attorney General of the United States, well, he has dropped out of that. There's been a lot of controversy about it. It's a big blow to the Trump transition. Mr. Gaetz is controversial because he was previously investigated by the Department of Justice. He faced a nearly 3-year investigation into sex trafficking allegations involving a 17-year-old girl that ended in February last year without him facing any criminal charges. He's always denied those allegations. He's also been under scrutiny by the House Ethics Committee, the House of Representatives Ethics Committee, over wider allegations including sexual misconduct, illegal drug use and accepting improper gifts. Well, let's talk to Erol Morkoc. He is spokesman for Republicans Overseas UK. Erol, we know that Donald Trump won't be happy with this at all. It is quite a blow to him in regard to his transition and his attempt to build a cabinet. Why do you think this has happened?
Well, to the contrary, I think Donald Trump is going to be thankful that Matt Gaetz is putting party ahead of his own ambitions. And well, not just to step back, Matt Gaetz was cleared of all those charges. I'm a fellow Floridian. I've defended Matt Gaetz from day one. He's a good man and somebody who, should be confirmed into this role in a perfect world, especially with the mandate President Trump had. However, when you consider that this country needs an attorney general at day one, then Matt Gaetz removing himself here, I think it was the bigger thing to do. It obviously isn't what Donald Trump wanted, but it's not as though without Matt Gaetz we don't have somebody of equal vigor and passion. And it's not as though Matt Gaetz, he now can go back to his congressional seats and potentially even be appointed to Rubio's Senate seat. Now that Rubio is going to be in the cabinet. So I don't think that it sets Trump's ideology back. I think actually it just makes it so there's going to be less of a circus around it, because like it or not, Matt Gaetz was somebody that they targeted. They targeted with, very scurrilous accusations. The FBI ended up getting involved, found out they had his dad wear a wire, proved that he was being set up. All of these things were fake, and he was cleared. But ultimately, it's a circus, and Donald Trump doesn't need a circus, especially like 2016, and Matt Gaetz has done what's best for the country, and I thank him, although I'm very sad he hasn't gotten this deserved opportunity.
You say it's a deserved opportunity. You're saying that this is, like it or not, a circus. Within that reality, and as we both know, within politics, perception is reality, I wonder whether this was actually a miscalculation by Donald Trump.
One could say that. One of the things about Donald Trump is he's quick to correct mistakes coming from the business world. And one thing he's been incredibly candid about was that in 2016, he didn't know how to make the best selections. And in that situation, he got himself into a lot of trouble here. So I think also it sent a message to the Senate that he was going to be sending avant-garde candidates, people who they wouldn't have expected. You see the Secretary of Defense is Peter Hegseth, who's a very, accomplished platoon leader and somebody very asymmetrical. So putting Gaetz in there, it certainly sent a message that, hey, there is real demonstrable change coming and you better get used to it. Even though one pick so far hasn't gone through, it looks like the rest are strongly aligned there. And also, again, it sets Gaetz up to step back and potentially become a U.S. senator, which would elevate his status regardless. So it might have been some political gamesmanship there as well, because Gaetz did resign symbolically, kind of indicating that he would have full reign. But just so your viewers know, you are allowed to take that seat back if it goes back.
Thank you for that analysis there, Erol Morkoc there. He's a spokesman for Republicans Overseas in the UK, and thank you to him for that. I want to take a few